Hi, my name is Leah. This is going to be my first speed drawing. I haven't done this before, so I hope this turns out really well. It took me forever. It took me forever how to figure out how to record my screen and stuff. So I'm I'm glad it's turning out okay at least. I originally had done a different piece I called Galaxy Girl, and I got about a third of the way through it when I realized it wasn't recording. So here's a different drawing. I wasn't planning on doing this originally. I'm calling this piece Fire Desert. I had done it at a Speedpaint thing, which I had never done before. I've never been to a Speedpaint. A Speedpaint, if you don't know, is pretty much where you get drinks and you work in like this class and you work on a painting as like a whole. They kind of tell you how to do it. I never actually had somebody tell me how to do art before. Like even in art classes growing up, which I didn't have very great teachers. I'm sorry. I loved most of my teachers, but they just weren't very directive. They didn't tell me how to do things very well. So pretty much everything that I do is pretty self-taught, especially on my computer. That's all me. But yeah, so here we go. While I'm running this video though, I'm going to talk about my first experience with Dungeons and Dragons. To those of you who don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, it's basically a really nerdy, awesome game. You create a character of your own. You put whatever you want for them, like whatever qualities. You can choose how they look and stuff, and you roll dice to, see what their stats are and how strong they are, blah, blah, blah. But for my first D&D session, I don't actually remember what my character was. After this whole thing happened, I didn't ever use that character again. It was such a screw up of a run. It was awful. But so it was me, my boyfriend, my two of my best friends, one of them being a guy, one of them being a girl. The guy, I'm gonna call him Eddie, and the girl, I'm gonna call her, let's call her Sally. Eddie and Sally, we'll go with that. And so Eddie was doing some, super cool character, and Sally was doing a very, hands-on character kind of thing, which ended up not working out so well. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. I don't remember what my boyfriend did. All I know is that the four of us got our butts kicked. Like, it was bad. So we were going through this forest or whatever, and, it's our first time. So our dungeon master was going to play nice. And so we're going through the forest kind of thing, and we start hearing noises, and these little monsters called kobolds, they appeared or whatever. There's like 15 of them, give or take. Kobolds are these like 2 feet high little goblin looking things almost. They're not the prettiest things, and they're really easy to kill. Like in real life, you could kick one across the room and it'd be dead, So they've got like 10 hit points max, I bet. And so we all get ready. We get our stuff out. I got my knives or something. I don't fully remember. But Sally, her character decided to go and kick one of them or whatever first thing. And so the thing about Dungeons and Dragons, you have two ends of the spectrum. You have an absolute fail, or you have a critical, you did way more than you probably needed to, but hey, it's there. So ones in our run are fails, and then 20s are the you did awesome kind of thing. And when she went to kick it, she rolled a 1, which is a total botch, as I just explained. And instead of kicking that, she ended up kicking Eddie's character right in the balls, and then slipping, landing on her butt and breaking her tailbone. Oh, that was only the beginning of how bad of a run we had. So after that, all of our characters just kept rolling botches. Like it was so bad. Oh my gosh. My character was doing half decent, and at least wasn't rolling ones and stuff. But my boyfriend's character, he went to do something and completely botched. And our dungeon master, who is the person who runs it, he's the game maker, basically. That's what I'm gonna call him. He gave him a dice. He said, 1, 2 does something, 3, 4 does another, and then 5, 6 basically ended up knocking my character out. And what do you know? He rolled a 5 or a 6, and my character was knocked unconscious. So one of my Dungeon Master's rules is if your character is unconscious or not there, you can't say anything. You cannot help. You have to be quiet as your character is being. So my character's laying on the ground, passed out. Sally's character is still laying on the ground moaning because her tailbone is broken, and poor Eddie's character, his balls just got kicked in. And so, by the way, he took actual damage. His character, he lost like 5 hit points for that. That's how bad of a botch they did. So, so my character's laying there passed out, not being able to do anything, and they're all scrambling around trying to figure out. My boyfriend's character is trying to actually hit something, and Sally's character finally gets back up. My character stays knocked out for like 8 rounds. That's pathetic. Kidding me? It was awful. So I'm sitting there trying not to say anything, freaking out, because the obvious thing, when somebody's unconscious, you gotta wake them up. None of them thought of that. So they're sitting there doing their 8, 9 rounds, trying to not completely fail, which Sally's character, she botched several times. She broke a rib in the process of doing another thing. I don't remember what it was. I think she went to do another kick and tripped on a rock, apparently. So she broke a rib. Eddie couldn't hit anything, and my boyfriend also couldn't hit anything. It was horrendous. Like, I'm sure it was funnier and more dramatic if you were there, but if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I'm like losing my mind here, it's like, somebody wake me up, but I can't say this to them. And towards like the 9th round or whatever, my dungeon master, he's like, okay, you have a person that's knocked out, so you're just gonna leave her there? They're like, what, we can do something? Obviously, if you can do it in real life, you could probably do it in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it's not that far-fetched. And so, Sally's character, of course, decides to go wake me up. She just has really, really bad luck. Like, really bad luck. And so she tripped again. She rolled a 1 or a 2. She completely botched herself, just trying to do anything, and ended up like landing headfirst onto my character or whatever, which did not wake me up, apparently. Nope. God forbid that ever do anything. Oh. And so Eddie's character finally got my character to wake up, It was so bad. Like, after that whole thing happened, we didn't go back to that run through. We completely restarted the next time that we did Dungeons and Dragons. But like this full run through, just that one fight took like 2 hours. 2 hours for one fight against these 10 hit point kobolds. That's pathetic. Like, oh my gosh, how do you take this long? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. But yeah, that was my first experience. Like, other than that, I don't remember anything else though from what happened, because when we do Dungeons and Dragons, we go for like quite a few hours. We go for like 5, sometimes even 6 or 7, or longer. You know, I've done really, really long ones, and it's fantastic now. But that first experience was horrendous. Oh, we were pathetic. Like, now that I'm like actually being decent at Dungeons and Dragons, I look back at that one memory, that awful memory, and just think, what the heck was that? What the heck was that? But, oh well. But after that, we started our new characters. My next character was Rita, and who I kind of still played. Not as she's not a huge character with me anymore. She was originally a human who got turned into a catfolk by a god, a very awful god. But I'll explain that whole story in another video. This is not the day for me to talk about that. But yeah, that was my first experience. Like, even now we still all joke about it, on how pathetic that was. Oh, let's see. By the way, that bird I just made, please, the first one, please ignore that ever happened. That looked awful, but this other bird I just did, you know, it looks a little better, I think. I hope. But oh, I guess you could say I'm a little bushed. Get it? Because I'm working on a bush there. Well, you can look forward to more puns. I love puns. It's fantastic. I think in total I do about 15-20 puns a day. Like, I don't think that's even me exaggerating. Yeah, I'm constantly punishing my best friend. I think it's hilarious. Am I just that awful of a friend, maybe? But I don't know. I think they're amazing. I know people sometimes hate me for it. And I'm sorry, not really, because I love them that much. So, yeah, so I apologize if they make you mad. This has been the video of me doing Fire Desert. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully look forward to more. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.